A simple example when we are trying to implement our understanding of a parent-child relationship is this little exercise which I want us to do in class. Okay, so I've got a snowman, or at least I've downloaded a snowman from the internet, which is made up of different parts, and all these parts are basically named well enough. So you've got the base, then you've got a mid, you've got scarf, head, hat, I guess, so on and so forth. Okay, so I need to organize this into a particular kind of hierarchy, if you will. So I need to parent all these objects to one another. So the question I want to start out by asking is, what particular object can I select and move which will lead to the movement of all the objects? Which basically means if I select the broom and move it, do you think movement of the broom is also going to move the mid part and the head? The answer is no. If I move the head, do you think that is going to move all the objects around? Answer is no again. Well, the right answer is the base. If I move the base around, I want this entire structure to actually move with the base. So here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to select all the children, basically all the children but the base. Getting it? These are all my children right there. And then I'm going to select the base in the end. Remember, select the child or the children first, because the children are the future, they're more important. Then select the parent all the way in the end. When you have multiple children, just select all the children first, then the parent, so your base has to be selected all the way in the end. So I can also make selections like this, and then select the base and press P. And see what has happened? All these objects have now become a part of my base. So now when I select my base and move it around, you see that everything actually moves with it. That's fantastic. But you understand that's not the end of it. That's not the end of the hierarchy. Because if I was to actually rotate my mid, if I was to rotate my middle part of the body, all these objects are again going to rotate with him. So once again, I have to select all of these objects, then select the middle part at the end and press P. And so you see what's happening is that I'm kind of making a family tree. All these children are now being parented to by mid-geo, which means if I select the base, you see everything moves with it. If I select the mid-geo, the middle section, you see everything moves with it. That's fantastic, right? Okay, now what happens when I move the hand? The broom is supposed to go with the hand, is that right? So the broom needs to be parented to the hand. Press P. What happens when I rotate this hand? The bucket's supposed to go with it. Select the bucket, then the hand, press P. So when I select this, here you go. Okay, you understand this setup is still not complete. I still have to fit all of these in. When I rotate the scarf, I would like all of these to rotate with the scarf. So actually, no, not really. The scarf can have a little bit of animation by itself, so let's not worry about it. Scarf can sit by itself. But when I certainly the head and the rest of the objects of the head can follow the mid. So I'm going to select all of this, which is already parented to the mid, which is fantastic, which means if I select the mid, move it around, that's happening. What is my hat going to follow? My hat and my eyes and my nose and the mouth are going to be following the head. So I'm going to select the head in the end, press P, and so when I select this, see everything kind of follows the head, which is fantastic. So that is an incredibly simple rig that I've made simply from using parent constraints. I've got a geometry which was broken down into multiple parts, and I could just make a hierarchy out of him like that by asking myself which object is going to be controlling which other object or objects. Understand who the children are and who the parent is going to be. Select the children first, then the parent, and press P, and keep going on till you treat all the objects. And now that is a finished rig for a snowman. I certainly want you to try this out in class and show me what your snowman rig looks like.